Lemon.
Donaghy.
Turing.
Clark.
Biden.
Obama.
Sajak.
White.
Bush.
Rice.
Kathy Lee.
Hoda.
Nope.
Swanson.
Dominguez.
Dilworth? Howdy, productive members of corporate society. Trace and Crystal here for D-News. You may have heard the term work wife or work husband. Basically, it's a platonic partner in your office, separate from your actual partner.
Basically, a work spouse is a non-romantic significant other, like your BFF at work. According to informal online surveys done by career websites like Captivate and Vault, around 60% of people said they had a work spouse.
A work wife or work husband is a super interesting and fairly new development for researchers. It was only defined in the journal Communication Studies in June of 2015. They were trying to define the idea of a work spouse to chart a course for future research for communication scholars.
Having a work spouse is not the same as dating a coworker. It's usually platonic, so not about sexual interest. Instead, it's a way to get mutual support, have a sounding board for frustrations, and over time, the pair forms a strong emotional connection.
Again, though, not sexual, platonic. In fact, 55% of those surveyed said that their work spouse was same-sex, although in that case, there's also the consideration of sexual orientation.
If you're wondering who your office spouse is, think about a coworker who you talk to throughout the day. 21% said they talk, IM, or email constantly at work, mostly talking about work and coworkers, and a bit more than half talked salary.
But don't think work spouses are just for gossip. For example, to paraphrase the Boston Globe's Beth Title, no one has your back like your work spouse.
Occupational psychologist Joanna Butler told The Telegraph, "We're working longer hours, and we're more likely to work in collaborative environments."
And in those collaborative environments, social support makes us happy, while researchers have found again and again that isolation makes people unhappy.
You can't underestimate the power of a happy worker. A study published in the Journal of Labor Economics found people who are happy at work are more productive. They use their time more effectively and work more quickly without compromising work quality.
And of course, having friends at work does make us happy. A Gallup poll found close friendships at work increase employee satisfaction 50%. And the Harvard Business Review writes that friends at work also form a strong social support network for each other, whether rooting for each other in promotions, consoling each other about mistakes, giving advice, or providing support for personal situations.
Perhaps part of the reason we're just starting to study this is because we're just getting a new term for work BFFs. Surely, close friendships have existed at work before the 21st century, but now with the tendency of work to go on at all hours, maybe they're just more important.
I mean, true. If you're not a get-off-my-lawn baby boomer, you know millennials are not a lazy generation, but rather that 73% work more than 40 hours a week.
And nearly a quarter work over 50.
On top of that, millennials are more likely than a past generation to have a marriage partner who works out of the home and report that they have less time to do what they want.
Plus, they're paid less than their baby boomer counterparts.
Bottom line, all these pressures means millennials crave a positive workplace culture, which includes making good friends in the workplace. And that's really what the work spouse is, your work BFF.
Some people don't even like the term work husband or work wife because it does imply so much more than just a close non-romantic friendship. Additionally, some researchers have concerns about falling into traditional gender roles, and still others fear work spouses will disrupt the workplace in general.
But come on, having a friend who is in close proximity, like in the same office, can influence your well-being because, again, having friends positively impacts your health.
Look, I think we all know work spouses / work BFFs exist, but way more research is needed.
But not about you and me, right? Come
Obviously.
on. Work BFFs?
And if you're one of those working super long hours outside the home, maybe think about ways to make your marriage partner feel appreciated. We'd like to thank our sponsor K Jewelers for supporting D-News and this episode. For 100 years, every kiss begins with K.
Do you have a work wife or a work husband? Tell us down in the comments.
Also, when it comes to leadership in the workplace or elsewhere, who are better, men or women? That debate happens with science on this video here.